Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. So as you can see by the title, we're going to be going through and looking at how to book a Disney cruise. Now last year in 2025 I went on my very first Disney cruise. We booked it back in March I think of 2024 and I figured as I am now a silver member, so once you've sailed once on your second sailing you become a silver Castaway Club member. So I figured we could go through and look at the bookings. Now I actually was trying to film this video yesterday because the silver packages came out on Thursday the 19th of February. However, I've been having loads and loads of problems and so many people across Facebook have as well. So what I'm going to have to do is I wanted to show you the cruises that they've got coming over to Europe for 2027 and go through and show you how you would book one of those cruises. But what I'm going to have to do instead is find a different cruise and go through and show you how you would book it. I'm not sure what the availability is going to be like, so I'm going to have a quick look and just see. So the availability and the pricing may be different to what you would actually expect, because it may be that I have to do a cruise that's going this year and the later out you book it, the more expensive it is. But I have to do that because the other ones just say coming soon. They don't actually have the option to click into it. And I know that a lot of people have been having those issues. Now, I don't know if that's an issue because all of the staterooms that were being released on that specific day were booked. I don't know if it's an issue with the back end of the website. I know the website kept going down yesterday because it's Friday the 20th of Feb today and the general sale goes live on Monday the 23rd. I figured that I could show you guys how you can go through and book it if you are a first time cruiser. And even if you're not, it might just be a little bit handy to get to know the website again. I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you enjoy my cruise vlog series as well. And if there's anything you want to know, please do let me know. I'm also going to do a bucket list at some point for the things that I would really like to do. But if there's anything specific you guys want to know about, then let me know down below. I will do my best to be able to show you guys through the website, through different things, and what you need to do. But we're going to start with how to book a Disney cruise. So let's go. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is go onto the Disney Cruise Line website. Now, the easiest way to do this is just to go into Google and type in Disney Cruise Line, and it will come up and you can see the sailings from Southampton. Now, when I try to go through to this new summer 2027's link, it decides that it's not going to work for me. We can give it a try again together, but if you click down here where it says the early bookings for summer 2027 itineraries, and as you can see it says Pearl, Platinum, Gold and Silver Castaway Club members are eligible to, and if you're a Disney Vacation Club or an Adventure Insider, then you're able to book earlier before the general release. However, when I go onto here and I go down to the Explore itineraries, for some reason it doesn't work. It comes up with the coming soon button. Now, it might have changed its mind. I don't know. You do have to be logged in. If you've cruised with Disney before, you have to log into your Disney account. Otherwise, it will not show up for you where you want to go and put these in. So on Monday the 23rd, you would go in. You can choose your date. Now, you don't have to. You can choose any other time. I'm not sure why it's not showing me the 2026 sailings. Should be showing me them, but I'll have a look in a minute. You can choose any destination, so you can look at the Disney Islands, you can look at any of the other cruises. Now, these cruises that are unhighlighted, they're the ones that you can't currently book at the moment, or they don't have any going. And then you can look at the ports that you can go from as well. You can amend the amount of guests. Now, if you've got children, you have to add in your children and their exact ages. Children is anybody from 17 and younger. And if you need an accessible room, then you can click this button here. Now, hopefully, this is going to show me some cruises, because for some reason it's not showing me any 2026. So we're just going to do any sailing. We're just going to go view dates for any sailing and see what we can find. Hopefully there's something that we're going to be able to look at to do a provisional booking. If not, I'm not going to be able to do this video. Oh no, they're not all going to say coming soon, are they? So this is the Disney Cruise Line for Singapore. Now, I'd just like to say, if anybody's going on these cruises, please look out for Phyllis. She is on this cruise this year. So these are all 2027. Right. I wonder, why is it not showing me any 2026 cruises? What about here? Okay, we're going to have a little problem. See, okay guys, so what I've had to do is I had to go in Google 2026 cruises and go through a back entrance link to get the 2026 cruises up. Now this could just be my laptop, it could be that Disney Cruise Line's website has been a bit cray, it could be that Disney Cruises website is just going up and down and not working at the minute. I think so many people are trying to get onto it, and they've had problems over the last couple of days, so you may experience problems on the day. And I will say, if you do this one, just be aware Bay of Biscay can be quite rough on the sea. We'll show you how to book one first. We are gonna go just for what should we go for? Let's go for this 4-night Spain cruise to Southampton. So hopefully they've got things, so you can see that it shows you a rough estimate of the prices here. So I'm going to say the 17th to the 21st of August, this Monday to Friday. This is the week that I've got off of work. I know that I'll be sailing on Disney Dream because it tells me over in the corner. And then down here, this shows me the prices for 2 guests, including tax, fees, and port expenses. So these are the example prices of what they will be. When you click continue, you'll then be taken through to the next stage of the buying process or the choosing process, where you will get the option to look more in depth at it. So this one gives you more of a breakdown about the actual cruise. So you can see that it says it's starting from 2,923 Great British down. It will then show you the route that you're going to take. So you will go from Southampton over to La Corona, which is where we went. If you want to see that, I'll link it down below. And then you go back to Southampton. As I said, it's a 4-night Spain cruise. If you scroll down, it tells you what's included, and I will do a full breakdown of the price and what's included in a Disney cruise in another video. But this is just a little overview, so you can see things like Broadway quality shows. You've got the water park, you've got the pools, water slides, and other recreation things. You have spacious staterooms. I think all staterooms are pretty spacious, but some of them are bigger if you get like a veranda and things like that, because it extends out to the outside section as well. There's adult exclusive activities, there's clubs for kids, tweens and teens. You get so much for it. And then as you scroll down, it shows you your cruise itinerary, so you might decide that you want to actually look at this a little bit more in detail before you book a cruise. So for the cruise to La Corona, your day one is your embarkation day, so it says on aboard about 4 p.m. Now that can vary. We got on the boat about 12 noon when we went, and we were first time cruisers last year, so it does vary. I think we left maybe 4, just after 4. It gives you a little bit of information about the port. It tells you some things that you can see and do if you decide you want to get there a little bit earlier, and see what there is. Lovely little picture, and these pictures refer to your days at sea. So day 2 is a day at sea. So aboard the Disney Dream, you can do so many one-of-a-kind opportunities, and you can learn more about them on this button. So if you click on it, it will then take you over to the Dream, and it will tell you kind of everything that you need to know about the Disney Dream. So as you can see different things. Now, not all of these are going to relate to your cruise, because I'm pretty sure this is a picture with Donald from Castaway, and you can go down, it will tell you about all the different dining options, the different things you can do. This, by the way, is stunning. I wish I'd got a picture with the fountain, like so wish I'd got a picture with the fountain. Animator's palette is amazing. Now, the one thing to note about Animator's palette is that unless you are on a 7-night or longer cruise, you don't get to do the animation class, which was something I was quite disappointed about, because I didn't realise you didn't get to do it, and it was the one thing I was looking forward to. But as a dining experience, it was amazing anyway. And then you can find out all about, as I said, different things that you can do to eat. Tells you all about the information. Oh, they have Beauty and the Beast on this one. We didn't get that. That's pretty cool. Tells you about the aqueduct, about all the different things, so you can have different cruises. So you can have Halloween on high seas, you can do Christmas, things like that. It just gives you all the information that you will need for that, but we're not going to go too much into that right now, as this is more about the booking of it. And then if you scroll down, it will then tell you a little bit about your port. So you will be getting into La Corona. For this cruise, it's saying that you are ashore around 7 a.m. and on board about 5 p.m. That can vary. I think our ashore time was about 9 a.m. I could probably find it somewhere. I'll see if I can find it. But that might have to be in the comment section. I might not be able to find it by the time this goes live. I might have to do it just after it's gone live, but it will give you the option to learn a bit more about your port, so you can click the learn more, and it will take you over here and give you like all the things that you need to know. So we're now going to go on to the bit you guys have been waiting for, which is the view stateroom, so the booking section. So when you click view stateroom, it will take you through. You're going to confirm your travel party. So again, I'm doing 2 adults. If you are traveling with other people, you can click connecting rooms. Obviously, because I've only got 1 stateroom here, I can't click the connecting room. But this basically allows you to reserve more than 1 room at a time, and it means that your rooms will be connected by a door. Now, this usually only does it for 2 rooms, so it'd be like room A and room B, they're connected. If you've got room A, room B, and room C won't be connected to A or B, but it just varies. Room C could be connected to room D, but that door stayed locked. So we had a connecting room last time, that door stayed locked. It wasn't a problem for us. To be honest, you kind of forget it's there. We actually put ears on our door. So then you confirm your party. This is an important stage. You need to decide what kind of room you want. So you've got the inside rooms. So this is what inside rooms looks like. So I think they are a little bit smaller than your typical room. They have your interactive porthole, and they don't have any windows to the outside. So if you want to be able to see outside, you will have to go out your cabin and go and have a look. They sleep 3 to 4 people. They have the real-time video view, so I think you can change it to different things. It depends on the ship, because some of them do like magic videos and different things. You can also get, if you want an inside suite, a slightly bigger one. So you can get a deluxe inside stateroom. Your ocean view rooms, which are the rooms that have a little porthole, so you can see outside, but that window, I believe, doesn't open. You can get a deluxe ocean view room, so this one sleeps 3 to 4 and it just has a porthole. It's 204 square feet. Or you can go for a deluxe family ocean stateroom, which has a larger porthole, so like one of these ones you could sit in, which actually, to be fair, although I always want a veranda, like imagine sitting in that porthole, like that would be so cute and getting a little photo. Or you get 2 smaller portholes, so that one is an extra sort of 30-ish feet, just over 30 feet. And that sleeps 3 to 5. And then you've got the verandas, which is my personal preference, which is the rooms with a balcony. So you've got the deluxe ocean stateroom with veranda, so you get your little balcony, but you can also get the deluxe family ocean stateroom with a veranda, which is actually the room we got. I'm pretty sure we got last time, because our room looks like what this one was, because there was 3 of us when we went, and it was beautiful. On this cruise isn't a massive jump. So some of the cruises, for example, the veranda for 2 people is like £7,000, but the concierge is like £14,000. For this, I would consider going up to a concierge. I know £1,000 is a lot of money, but I do also think that it would be, for an extra like £1,000, it wouldn't be too bad to do it if I was doing it for like a special occasion or something. And I know it is a lot of money, but when I've seen some of them at like, a veranda room is 7,000 and a concierge is like 14,000. I would never justify that, but I could justify spending the tiny bit of extra money to like have a concierge, even though I know you get it for less time. But then you get your different options. So you get your family ocean stateroom with veranda for concierge, with the private veranda sleeps 4 to 5. You get a 1-bedroom suite with veranda, so you get an extra room, which is 592 square foot. You can have a concierge royal suite with veranda, sleeps 5, and you get a large private balcony. Gosh, but £15,000 is a lot of money, guys. Like that, the Dream Tower suite, which I don't know how much that is, but I know for the Wish, for one of the cruises this year, it was like 71 grand, which is cray. That is insane. I could probably justify doing this one here, the one that's 4,000, just because it's a little bit nicer, like if I wanted to treat me and mum. But yeah, I don't think I could justify it if it was more of a leap. We're going to go in and have a look though first with what I would choose. So we actually had the deluxe family stateroom last time. I don't know what the availability is like on this. You should be logged in when you do this. It makes it so much easier, but I am logged out, so it will show me the 2026 sailings. I think it was only showing me 2027 sailings because I'm a silver member, but I could be wrong. So we'll go with the one we had last time. So you click on that and then you choose where you want to be. Now, you have the forward ship, the midship, and the aft. Okay, so the forward is the front of the ship, the mid is the middle, and the aft is the back of the ship. As this is a cruise going in August, it is pretty much all sold out. So I probably won't be able to show you everything, but I'll try different room types so you can see. I personally would go into the midship because although you might get a smaller balcony compared to being at the front or the back, you feel the movement of the boat more at the front and the back. Whereas in the middle, it's not supposed to be as bad. And to be fair, didn't feel it most of the time. Couldn't really tell unless the waters were bad. And there was only a couple of times I did tell. So let's start here. We'll start with, we were on deck 8 last time, which is where I would potentially want to stay. But we can have a look at these 2 decks. Now, it gives you a brief description underneath each one. So, for example, Deck 7 midship offers lovers of food and fun with easy access to entertainment and dining options on the deck below. Deck 9 midship presents sun seekers with the proximity to the exciting recreation options 2 decks above while still offering the quiet of the respite from the fun. So it just means that it's not directly above where everything's going on and it's not directly below either. You've got a little bit of room, but you're not too far away. We're going to go with Deck 7 to start with. And it tells you on the side that there's a key, so we can show the available rooms, the accessible rooms, a community room, which I believe is a room for if you have hearing aids and things like that, but I'm not 100% sure, so please don't quote me. The current room you're on will be this colour, your selected room will be this one. If they're connecting rooms, it will show this here. And these are the elevators. Now, there are a few rooms that I can show you. For example, this one is not a connecting room. So this one is 7,102. And it will show you a brief overview of what the room looks like. So this one is a family ocean view state veranda. This is pretty much what our one looked like last time. We did have a couple of differences, I think, but that is what it looks like. And honestly, this is what the view looks like. Like, it is actually stunning. It tells you a little bit about it. So it's a category 04B. It gives you the square footage. It tells you what's included. So this room has a queen bed double, a sofa bed single, and they can pull down a bunk bed from the ceiling, and a lower wall pull down bed single. So it can sleep 4 to 5, which is, I think, more than what ours was. I think ours was probably 3 to 4 last time. Can't remember exactly. It tells you that it has a split bathroom. So the bathroom split means that you have, in one bathroom, you have a sink, a mirror, a toilet, and shelving space. And then on the other side, this vlog's a bit choppy. I actually think I might have a cold or something coming on because I have a really dry throat and my eyes keep watering. And that's why I've not been able to edit and stuff recently, because I've really felt unwell. So I do apologise. Oh my goodness. Okay. So on the other side you have your bath with your shower overhead. You have a toilet, you have a sink, you have some shelving. You have on both bathrooms you have a bin. I did do a room tour of the room that we stayed in on the Fantasy, and apparently the Dream is a sister ship. So if you're interested in seeing that, then I'll leave that linked down below. In fact, I'll leave the whole cruise vlogs linked down below. So that's what you get in there, and then it gives you a breakdown of the cost. So how much it is for each adult, how much your tax, fees and port expenses are, and then your price, your room price. And then if you click on room rate details, it then tells you everything a little bit bigger, and it gives you a little bit more information. So it explains to you what the categories are, what different things mean, why things look out differently. Talks to you about your gratuity, which when we booked, we added on. So we added on before we went there, and then we just gave an extra like $20 or $30 when we were there too, because people were just amazing. Gives you some more safety information. It just breaks everything down for you so you can understand it a little bit more. Forward, it's saying deck 5 now. It wasn't saying deck 5 a minute ago. So you can see that on the map they're showing you kind of what is here, there and everywhere. So they've only got it on deck 5. Deck 5 I believe is where the kids clubs are, and there's actually a lot more rooms than I was expecting here. So it will bring you the breakdown of the price. As you can see, this one shows you what the balcony are. So this one has an extended balcony because it is at the front of the ship. And they have bigger balconies, which if you don't suffer from motion sickness, if you've done lots of cruises and it doesn't bother you, then this would be amazing. If it wasn't for the fact that I do suffer with motion sickness, but it does show you, it tells you a little bit more. So this one sleeps 3 to 4. It's a queen double sofa bed. Tells you about it a little bit more about the extended veranda. And to be fair, I think this is the same price as the other one, so I suppose it just depends what you're looking for. And yeah, so they just tell you a little bit more information as you go down. Again, you can change your stateroom type as you're looking. So for example, we could look at the inside rooms. Once you've done that, you will click select this stateroom and it will take you through. So it's got your little Mickey Mouse and it puts it in your cart. Now, what you can do is you can see that this is the room that you've got. It calls it room 1. If you wanted another room, you can select it. You can select the stateroom and add it on, or you go straight to cart. Once you've gone through your cart, it will then bring you into the cart. Now, I am not actually going to book this, otherwise I will have a big bill that I can't afford. But you need to read everything, make sure you've got everything correct. So it would break everything down. So it says your cart 4-night Spain cruise from Southampton. It tells you the ship, tells you the dates where it departs from. It shows you which room you've picked. It gives you a breakdown again. It does give you the option to add another stateroom if you did want to go and add another room. It will then break down the price for you again. It explains the deposit. So your deposit is due. Now, bear in mind that if you booked this in February of 2025, your balance would be due on the 19th of May 2026. But because we're looking in August, we do only have that limited amount of time to pay it off by. But if you were to book a 2027 cruise, you would have that whole like year and a bit to book. So it just depends. So for example, this one's May, so if you're going in late August cruise, it'll probably be May 2027 you've got to pay it by. If you go into an early one in July, it'll probably be March, April time. I don't know exactly, but it does explain that to you there. And then you can add on your optional gratuities, which is £128. Now you do need to pay your gratuities whether you pay it now or later, which you can add it on, and then you would proceed to the next step. What it does say is you can modify or cancel without a cancellation fee by just before midnight, the Eastern time on the 19th of May. Obviously, I don't need that because I'm not going to book, but you can then proceed. You need to log in. It would take you to here. Now you need to select your primary guest. So for example, for me, it would be myself. Oh, don't want to go down. Go through. It will ask you if you're a Castaway Key member. If you've sailed before, you need to click yes. And then proceed to next step. Now, drop that all the way down because it's got loads of personal details of mine and mum's. Obviously, I don't want you guys to see. And then you get through to this payment option where it says checkout. Oh, it just started really raining outside. So amount due today is the deposit. Now, on every cruise is going to be different depending on how many people are going, how long it is, what time of year it is, all that sort of thing. For this specific cruise, it's £347.19. Then, if you wanted to pay the full amount off, you can click full amount and it would take all of it. If you wanted to do another amount, so you wanted to pay more than your deposit, say you wanted to whack off £1,000, now you could then put in £1,000 and it would then take that off and it would show the difference. I think because I didn't put a pound sign and it didn't work, but if you're not sure, if you're looking at different rooms, different cruises, you can hold the room. So for this, it means that they would take no payment today, and it means that your deposit would be due on the 23rd of February 2026, which means that you would have a few days to decide if you wanted to keep the room, or if you have a placeholder, you can then ring up Disney and go through that process and getting that placeholder added on. And then the only issue is if you do not go on and manually pay that deposit or ring through to Disney Cruise Line and pay that deposit, you will lose that room. And then it would then say your balance is then due on this date. Now, what you need to remember is that whatever you do, if you hold that room and you don't book it and you forget and you want to go back, that room will no longer be there. Wrong with holding it because, for example, if your card details won't work or you can't get your bank to work or something's happening or you need something else or you need information or whatever it is, then it can be really good to do, but you just need to make sure you actually book it. It's proceeded to the next step. You can read the terms and conditions, you have to tick it, and then you hold the stateroom. You don't give any information on your card if you are holding it until you go to pay for it. If you do decide that you're going to pay for it today and you just do the deposit, you just need to fill in all of your bank details. Now, I'm not going to go any further down because obviously it has my personal details in, so you'll do that and then you would proceed to the next step. I'm not going to do that because I'm not booking this cruise. But that is how you book a Disney cruise. Is anybody booking a Disney cruise? I will be so intrigued to find out. To find out all about the different staterooms, I will do probably a more in-depth video at some point. It has been a long time. I think I've been filming for like 30-40 minutes. So I hope it's been helpful. If you are hoping to go on a Disney cruise, or you are booked onto a Disney cruise for 26 or 27, let me know. I'd be really interested to know. And if you've enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, turn notification bell on so you are notified every single time I upload. And if you want to see any more of my videos, please click here. I hope you have a magical day. I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.